8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Technology should enhance our lives, not entangle our souls. True well being is mastering in both of the two. Hello, everyone. This is your host, Ritu, and welcome back to Bubble Chat. Today, we have a very sensational episode with the CEO of Roseate Hotels and Resorts, Mr. Kush Kapoor.
Thank you.
Hi, Mr. Kush.
Thank you.
I welcome you on Bubble Chat because we are in December 2024. Today is the last episode of 2024, and we have esteemed guest, Mr. Kush, who has done an exemplary things in life and a visionary leader. And we would like to hear his story, and then we will come to the human factor, how he's making technology and well-being all together. Welcome.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
So, Mr. Kush, I was going through your profile and I was, very amazed that in such a short span of time, you have done so much and as a CEO of Roseate. So, can you please share your story, how you have achieved and what is your guru mantra? And we would like to know that how we can also become the CEO.
Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me out here. I'm also part of everybody out here. So first of all, I'm sorry, but I don't believe in designations. At my level, I don't have an office in the organization. I don't have an EA and PAs. We sit at the same floor. None of my HODs have an office. So that means there's no doors, no cabins, not even the cabins which you have, we have partitions out there. We don't have anything like that. My chair can be taken by anybody. I can take anybody's chair, whoever comes to the office. That's the way it is. I purposely did it when I opened the brand about 9 years back, just to make sure that what I went through during my steps of journey, my other team members should not go through. So quickly coming back to my story, I'm a village boy. This is a small village between Karnal and Kurukshetra. Hindi, born and brought up out there. Fortunate to did my schooling eventually in convent school. Did tons and tons of mistakes. That's the reason probably I've been where I am right now. And I love telling my team, I say, please do make mistakes. The only thing which you'll have to make sure, always learn from those mistakes and don't repeat the same mistake again. Do a new mistake, and I'm happy on that part. But just don't make that mistake again. My mantra is very simple. You all have heard of that. It's called as, the word is called as TIPS, which is TIPS. For me, T stands for transparency, and I love sleeping 3 hours when I sleep in the night. That's good enough for me. I used to sleep 1 hour in 24 hours for 20 years during my career. I've started sleeping more right now. So when I want to sleep that whatever I could do during the day for anybody, I've done that. And I don't have regret that I've done something wrong or I could have done something more. So that's how I spend my entire day. So that's transparency both in professional and personal life. That's T. I for me is innovation, and that's what we as a brand stands for. 365 days means I just need to improve 1% every day is what I believe in, and that's what my team has understood because, as I said, they don't have any option if they want to work with me on that part. P stands for passion. We all have heard of passion, so I'm not going to elaborate on that. And S for me is simple. Human life is as simple as you can think on. Most of the people, I agree, they don't believe on that part because everybody says life may need tensions and 24 hours may. And if I can get 1 minute, I can explain them in 24 hours what exactly you do and how much time we guys waste, even in the work or even in the home family on that part. So keep your life as simple as possible. Reason being, whichever industry you are in, you're actually only handling human beings. And human beings want their life simple. So if you can keep your life simple, nothing better than that. So that's my mantra. Thank you, ma'am.
That's amazing. Amazing. So, you have done so much in 25 years. So you joined as a front office manager, I believe, and then reached to CEO. Can you please tell the magic of that, how you have done it?
Thank you. I was very fortunate. I got rejected by every single interview so I did my IHM from IHM Hyderabad. That's in Indian Institute of Hotel Management, talking about. Never wanted to join hotel industry. I always wanted to be an army officer. I got through my CDS, went to Indore. I didn't have my graduation since was not a graduate. So couldn't get through on that part because I cleared my medical and everything on that part for 3 days test which happens out there. Came back, I actually started my career as a room boy. So I've cleaned the room boys of five-star hotels and I love doing that job. WCs to everything on that part. That was in Trident Udaipur, pre-opening 1998. Trident Cochin moved another hotel 1999 because the company moved me out there. Came back to Delhi. I didn't have a job at that time because of family reason I had to come back. I joined a matrimonial company and I used to patch boys and the girls' parents. As a 22 years old boy, did it for 3 months. Amazing, lots of learning. Lot of nervousness. I used to fear every day that इनको पता ना लगे कि मैं क्या करवा रहा हूँ मैं आपस में. Because I could do only that. After that, what happens? I have nothing to do between the husband and the wife, right? What happens? Left that, I joined another hotel which is called as The Manor. It's a New Friends colony. It's still there. It's a 13-room hotel. I was a dishwasher and a waiter out there. Was there for about 8 months. Got into Taj Hotels, moved up 8 levels in 8 years. So 8 promotions in 8 years. Very fortunate enough. Moved out and opened the Leela Gurgaon. I was there for about 7 years. 2008, during the economic crash, the entire world crashed. Job losses, I had 850 employees on board with me. We didn't got 3 months salary. I had to hold everybody with me. So that was another very interesting phase of my life. 7 years with them, got an opportunity to open up the Roseate brand. There's another good story behind that. It's always a learning phase. 41 years when I opened the brand, a luxury brand, I was not even a graduate, I was a diploma holder. Then after that, after opening 1 year of the hotel, I thought, let me at least now see if I'm capable to at least become a graduate in life. So I did my graduation, did my postgraduate. Currently I did my psychology course from Oxford University and Tai Chi from Harvard University also. I was fortunate enough to go to Cornell University in US also. The company has sponsored my trip. And very fortunate to work with the current company where the owners have really, I would say, blind trusted me for what I'm doing. And then let me work as it's my own brand. It's my own business on that part. Currently, I'm also doing my PhD from Chitkara University and so my topic is very simple, create a culture where any employee in the organization can walk up to anybody without any fear, 24/7. So that's my research topic for 3 years. I'm also doing my Master of Science in Ayurveda and Integrative Medicines from US University right now, which is an online. So the night part goes all in the studies every night on that online course. I'm also doing my Shaolin Monk Temple course. If anybody hears it, there are 12 chapters now from Taoism, Buddhism, martial arts, obviously. I would say I'm also the Master Black Belt in Six Sigma also on that side. And I'm also doing my Shaolin Monk Temple course is about a year course, which is from China and Germany, basically. And I've just finished my breathology course, and I'm about to start my hypnosis course in the month of February also. And I'm still wondering what else need to do in life.
Wow, wow, wow. So I would like to redefine CEO as creator of exceptional opportunities.
Yes, you can say, but I still will say, I mean, you are still human beings by the end of the day. And I mean, all I need to do is, as I said earlier also, if I can make a change of 1% every day, my job is done on that.
Awesome. That's so exceptional and those so amazing. So we'll come back to the topic now, the human factor, balancing technology with well-being. So Mr. Kapoor, I would like to ask that, could you share an example how you have implemented technology at Roseate that actually enhances human connection rather than replacing it?
Right. So being a luxury brand, you always will make sure you always have the human beings out there, right? Technology is always required, but I always believe in the human factor will always be there. Because as I just mentioned earlier also, human being wants to see human beings. Human beings wants to talk to human beings. I can talk to a robot 1-2 minutes, but my emotions cannot be understood, will never be understood by a robot. Whatever best of the technology you'll get on earth. I guess that's the plus factor. We still have human beings as such. Couple of things we've done. So my brand is considered as an R&D brand, like the company where I'm sitting in right now. We have our own 20 products of our own. I have my own teas, Roseate teas, which we serve to, I guess we don't procure teas from outside. We have our own coffees. We have our own water. We actually generate water from the moisture in the air through solar panels. And that's what we serve to our guests. That's in Delhi Resort I'm talking about. Yes, during the winter season when there's not much of sun, we obviously then serve them alkaline, but that alkaline water is also made, we convert the RO water to alkaline. So that's a technology. In the resort, there's a different technology. And the same water is actually taken by my employees also. So for me, it comes very simple. My employees are always the first. My guests are the second. My owners and the owning company is always the third on that part. That's how we work on that.
That's beautiful. So in the era of increasing technological automation, how does Roseate Hotels ensure that the human touch remains central to the guest experience?
as I said earlier also, human beings always would like to meet and deal with human beings. So the technology is always at the back end. So it's seen to make sure that the work is very seamlessly done. Uh, Even if it's right from a check-in to a check-out, I'll give an example basically. So in Roseate House in Aero City, it's a 216 room. We've got the technology inbuilt in the hotel through our partners. We work with a lot of startup guys basically, and I help them grow where we also grow side by side. And I always believe in collaboration on that. So in the hotel rooms, on the 2 floors, which we've already programmed the technology, you can actually open the rooms from your own mobile. So we don't give you the key cards anyway now on that part. So you open the doors from your mobile, you can order in-room dining from your mobile, you can see the entire menu with the pictures, with the videos from your mobile. So actually then you're not talking to the in-room dining order taker on that part, right? So you save time, money, energy on that part. So it's more seamless and guests can actually able to see it on that part. You can actually order concierge services, which is the car services, spa services. You can check in from your mobile, and in about 2 months' time, you will also check out from your mobile. Now, I still need human beings because I want my employees, when the guests are in the lobby, to just spend as much time as you can with the guest. And I want my employees to be as much talkative as they can, because that's the entire thing is what the technology is doing. And I'll just give you an example. Imagine, I'm sure everybody has stayed in hotels, different hotels at different times, right? So imagine at 12 o'clock in the night, you order for in-room dining food. And most of the hotels, you ask me, the IRD is one of the places where maximum complaints happen because the order doesn't reach on time. So you've ordered food at 12 o'clock in the night, and imagine your food was supposed to come at 12 o'clock, and it's delayed. So in my hotel, in next 1 month, which we are implementing now from Jan, because we're increasing our modules, we're upgrading our services altogether on that. You get a message from my side that I'm really sorry. If it's Mr. Kumar, I'm really sorry. I know your food order has got delayed by 1 minute. My team is at the job. Just give us another 5-7 minutes, your food will be delivered in your room. I'm not the one who's messaging. It's the technology doing. I'm actually sleeping for those 3 hours when I sleep in the night. So it's, the work is done by technology. However, for a guest, if you understand the psychology of a guest, his ego is going to be reduced, right? Because he'll say, oh, boss, CEO has sent me a message 12 o'clock. CEO is still awake. He knows that my order has got delayed. This is what we integrate the technology and the human beings aspect on that. Thank you.
That's amazing. Great. So, next question. Mental health and critical well-being have become critical conversations in corporate settings. So how does your approach technology integration as CEO in Roseate supports rather than stresses your staff?
Thank you. We did a pilot project by a company called as Resiliency Program. Mr. Vikas Gupta is the owner, co-founder of the company, and I did the R&D with them last year for almost about 6 months. We tested about 80 of our employees in the organization just to understand. So this app is on those 80 employees, was on the 80 employees' mobiles. Right from the understanding to what level they are into the stress, or are they approaching the stress levels. I had a dashboard to understand who's going what during what time. I still date have a Dr. Swati, who's a psychologist, who comes to the hotel every Wednesday, and she spends 10 hours in the hotel meeting at least 10 employees for 1 hour every day on that part, for that one particular day of the week. With this technology, as you mentioned on that part, and we do a lot of yoga sessions, a lot of Tai Chi, Qigong exercises, and all those sessions just to balance the mind, body, and the soul on that. If I just give an example from Monday till Saturday, except I only relieve my employees on Sundays, as in I let them be free, otherwise I don't let them be free in terms of making sure that they're always into something or the other. So Monday is the English training classes and the personality training classes. Tuesday is where the Bhangra trainer comes from outside and he does Bhangra with my employees, whoever wishes to do, and it's a course. It's not that you wish to come today, so set people who wish to do, they have to continue with this course and that. And this is part of your shift hours. It's not before or after your shift hours on that part. Wednesday is again your English training classes and the personality. Thursday is where you get the Bharatnatyam trainer. The lady comes from outside and she trains whichever ladies wants to do that. Friday is our Tai Chi and Qigong exercise, which happens along with the yoga and meditation. Saturday is where you get the salsa trainer coming from outside on that part. So the entire week is actually jam-packed on that part, right? So that's.
This is so innovative. Yeah?
Thank you.
You are giving us so many ideas. So, okay, great. So how do you train your staff to use technology as a tool for enhancing personal connection rather than a barrier?
So for the employees also, we're giving them an app on their mobile. So we've got 2 apps. One is completely for training. I believe, especially for the young generation, I guess, because they all want to be on their mobile. So I said, why not put everything on their mobile only in that case? Because why you want to bring them into training room? We do have training rooms also. Whenever it's required, those specialized training, we obviously call them into training rooms and we do the trainings out there. However, all the employees, all the trainings for 365 days are on their mobile. So you've got videos, you've got presentations. Every quarter, every single employee knows what training he or she has to complete on her own. And there are tests after every training, which is online. If you fail that test, this automatically triggers an alarm to me and the L&D, Learning and Development Director. So which means I will only take out that employee, sit with an employee along with my L&D Director and understand what more can we do for them, because idea is very simple. By the end of the year, because this is all part of your appraisal system, we want you to clear that. So that means we will only spend time, money, energy on that employee. Rest employees, if they're clearing, we don't need to spend time and energy on that part. The other app we also have is for complete employee well-being and the happiness, or you can say engagement of the employees. I got brand champions in my hotels. So I got an HOD. My financial controller is actually I have to put it across, the brand champion for anger management, which is opposite, right? Financial controller not supposed to be. They're always supposed to be rude and probably sulking. That's how it works. But I made sure my financial controller responsibility is to make sure the anger management, he's in charge of making sure the anger is at the lowest level in the organization on that part. So that's how we've divided these responsibilities and made champions in the organization. My purchase director is actually the smiling champion of my organization, right? Which purchase hardly will smile. You hardly find purchase people smiling on that part. So that's how we've done that. So with this app now, we do trainings, we do consultations. My employees can consult the Ayurvedic doctors, they can consult any of these practitioners, physicians online, round the clock on that part. I don't need to know. And that's the reason I've kept myself away. Let them do their own talk. The idea is very simple, to bring the mind, body, and probably the wellness at the ground level on that part. That's what we do.
Wow, that's amazing. A lot of insightful ideas you are giving us, and a lot of, creativity you're telling to enhance in 2025, and we'll, of course, surely take some tips from you.
Thank you.
So with the rise of AI and advanced technology, what are your thoughts on preserving the emotional intelligence and empathy that are crucial in hospitality?
It's, for me, three things which starts with E is always my forte, which I want all my employees to be always keep in their mind. We always work heavily on the experience, which is both for the employees, and as I said earlier also, first for my priority is always the employees. See, if my employees are happy, they're automatically going to make my guests happy. And if my guests are happy, they're automatically going to make my owners or shareholders or whatever happy, because they're going to come back, means the more revenues on that part. So for my employees, I always make sure I create experiences. I focus on experiences. So even if they're walking into the hotel, from the time office, can I make sure that camera talks or wishes them by their name? So if they come, like if I'm entering my time office, there's a voice in the camera who wishes me welcome Kush to the hotel. And that somebody calling my name makes my day when I'm entering into the hotel. So that goes for all the employees in the organization. That's part of the AI, I would say, on that part. So this is an experience I'm talking about. Second E is the engagement. How well can I engage with my employees, and my employees can engage with my guest on that? So it's engagement, it's experience, and third, which is more important for me, is the emotions. How can I handle and help them to take care of their emotions in a much better manner? Again, coming back to the same thing, we spend a lot of time in the offices rather than in our homes, right? So it's almost like a second home for us. So if we can take care of these things for my employees, by the time they go back, they actually are carrying a lot of good things for even for their families. And that's how you develop the entire community.
So this camera thing, a lot of new things, what we are getting from you. So I will request Varunji to please take care of all these things for us too. So
I am myself mesmerized. So
yeah, we are getting,
when are they working?
you know what? So you are telling us the most beautiful parts of AI, how we can use it, and what best we can get out of that. So next question is, looking ahead, what emerging technologies excite you most about their potential to genuinely improve human well-being in the hotel industry?
So as I said, I always prefer using an AI technology to cut those, those so-called approvals, which waste a lot of time, money, energy, and it's very irritating for the employees down the line, especially. I can say because I've grown through that stages, right? So I'll give you an example. I did this pilot study. So if an engineer wants to take a motor from hotel to outside for rectification, and thankfully it's still existing in all the brands in India because I've been through those brands, I've worked through those brands, and it's still existing on that part. So I realized if this engineer has to take out this motor, there's a triplicate book, which I'm sure is there in most of the organizations. So he has to get signed by the general manager, by the financial controller, and the chief engineer. He has to mention the reason. So imagine the poor engineer, what is his job? That he has to find these three guys in the hotel where they're sitting, and most of the times they will not be available because they are either with the owners, or like me, I'm sitting in the cafeteria or with the guests entertaining, so he cannot disturb us, right? So when I did this study for almost 2 months, I realized this guy, only to get 3 signatures on the triplicate to take out the book out of the hotel, was spending 2 hours every single day for one signature, that triplicate, because security will not allow him to go to the hotel, right? So now these key people, especially the engineering who has to take out the stuff, have got an app on their mobile, which is a very smart, nice app. He clicks the picture. The moment he clicks the picture of that motor or whatever product he wants to take it out for rectification is there. He feeds just the basic information, what time, date he's taking it out. And obviously his name is there because that's his, ID out there. This information instantly goes to the chief engineer and the financial controller. Wherever they're sitting on earth, they'll get a notification. They'll open notification, they'll check because it's all there, right? They'll approve that. It instantly comes to me. So even if I'm traveling out of the country, that notification comes on my mobile and I check and I approve. The moment I approve, the security guard standing at the time office get that notification of approval on his iPad and he lets the engineer go out of the hotel. So this process of 2 hours has got reduced to 5 minutes now on that part, right? So that's the use of the technology, and you're helping your employees to be much more smarter, efficient, and even happy. The hotel which we are coming up in Noida, we are opening up in 2026. We are trying to push it early on that part. This is going to be the first hotel in the world ever built till date, which will be the smartest hotel in terms of technology, what we are bringing out. Wow. Thank you.
So recently, Roseate got the award of the biggest Raj Kachori in the world. Yeah. So can you please tell us about that?
Right, so we did...
I saw the picture as well. It was very, tempting.
Thank you. So we just got the award of creating the world. We broke the world record of creating the biggest Raj Kachori, which is 4 feet in the world. Now, we actually made it in the month of May, and I still remember, so we cut the cake day before yesterday when we got this announcement and award from Limca Book of World Records on that. And I was talking to my employees, I got them everybody into cafeteria, so obviously we had a cake cutting and my chefs were there. So I still remember, I said, we started this process. What happens in human life? I'm only interested to see where you've reached. And most of the time, being human being with my emotions, I get upset that, look, you're living such a luxury and lavish life, right? Unfortunately, nobody talks to you, can I sit with you and understand what you've gone through to reach that level? And that's what all human beings do. So nobody is interested in your journey. Only everybody is interested in where you've reached on that part. So this journey started almost a year back, last year I'm talking about, when I started speaking to my chef in the last November actually. He said, chef, कुछ करना है, कुछ different करना है. Kitchen में अब कुछ different करना है. बहुत काम कर लिया, हमने बहुत awards इधर उधर ले लिए. So like, I said, well, let's break some world record. So it took them about a month. My team knows that very well, that if Kush has said something, he's very patient. I don't lose my patience at all on that part. But he'll not let things go. So they are all very clear on that part. If he said something, means वो करना ही पड़ेगा. आज नहीं तो कल करना ही पड़ेगा on that part. So we started in November. January I asked them, I said, what have you thought? He says, सोच रहे हैं. February I said, what have you thought? Because May 30th was the last day to do that and submit your complete reports to the Limca Book of World Records. I guess in the month of April when I spoke to them, reminding them, I guess they realized that he's not going to let us go. So they actually started working and they really worked hard. From afternoon, and this is the May I'm talking about, in the parking in the basement of the hotel, which is hot weather I'm talking about, 45 degrees I'm talking about. Plus we actually made almost kind of a vessel or a parat, you can say, which is weighing about 500 kgs. It's still in my hotel right now. Where we actually prepared this, we worked for about 30-35 days non-stop every night for hours and hours. And there we recorded everything. We finally broke on 30th. We actually got successful in making this ready on 28th of May, just 2 days before we had to submit the report.
Big round of applause, please.
Thank you. Thank you. Wow. And now, day before yesterday, when we got the award, so I went to the chef's office in the sense wherever he sits on that part. I congratulated him. I said, chef, amazing, so happy, this thing. And he said, thank you, sir. I said, ab ho gaya. Now next year ki ab sochte hain. अब मेरे को ये बताओ next year क्या करेंगे? And he's like, sir, ये तो celebrate करने दो. I'm like, I said, fine, we'll celebrate this thing, but now I need to think what next after this. So now obviously they are planning now already to break the next world record also coming year. Thank
Awesome.
you.
So break your own records
Records.
again, right? That's super duper going on. And coming back to the question again, so what are some early sign of tech-induced stress or burnout that we should watch for, and what can we do for that?
So the technology is still not on. We are working, and I will tell you maybe in a couple of weeks once we are able to get the technology live. We are still in the testing mode right now. I'm yet to see anybody, at least the hotel industry. I'm not sure about the other industries. So what we are doing right now, what we are working right now, and I'm working on my employees right now. So if my employees are working anywhere, so I've got my mobile and the cameras access I have on my mobile, right? So imagine I'm sitting with you guys right now, and I would just want to see what's happening to my employees in London, or Reading, or Bath, or Scotland, or Rishikesh, or in Delhi hotels right now, or the team which is in Noida right now. With the cameras, I can actually see their facial expressions. With their facial expression, we've set the parameters, that those parameters can actually tell me now if I zoom in and I can check, those parameters will be able to tell me that this employee is already stressed out with just the facial expressions on that. So that's in the testing mode right now. So what I'm going to do after that, the moment obviously we're able to through with these tests in a couple of more weeks, hopefully it should be done, I'm only going to call that HR head or a learning head or the hygiene head of that hotel or the unit head GM of that hotel, and I'm going to tell them, boss, can you just get that employee to your office or where you're sitting, talk to that employee, and make sure that employee speaks out before that employee leaves for the day. So that's what we're trying to do on that part.
That's so nice.
Thank you.
That's great. So, do you believe technology can ever truly replicate the human touch?
Never, never.
In areas of hospitality, pharma, healthcare?
It's always required, and it's always a blessing, I would say. I always keep telling even the owners, whichever hotels or brands I've opened or worked in the hotels, technology is changing every second, I would say. I mean, you wake up and there is a new software on your Apple mobile or the other Android also on that part. All you need to make sure, you need to understand what technology you need to use, to what level you need to use, and is this the right time to use on that part. Everybody is spending crores of rupees on technology, which actually is not making sense for them. So rather than that, and that's the reason I prefer working with the startup guys. I'm working with a lot of IT guys right now, basically, and a lot of guys who need that platform to build their product and showcase and sell in the market. I said, I'm happy to, guys. You guys come to my hotels. Let's work with together. Ultimately, it's the customer, which is a human being, right? And my hotels has tons of human beings, both from a guest and the employee's point of view. If you're able to do that, you go out and sell, and we are happy to take it inbuilt at a cost price on that part.
Is always on culture becoming the silent killer of work-life balance in corporate environments, and how can we manage it?
Culture, I would say probably, I'll give a simple example, and a lot of hoteliers have always spoken, hotel industry is the toughest job in the world because, you work for 10 hours, 12 hours, 14 hours, 16 hours on most of the days, and it's a non-stop on that part. Like I used to work when I was in Taj and Leela, I used to work for about 18 hours every day, non-stop. I mean, in Taj Hotels, I worked for 8.5 years. And when I resigned, actually, the HR wanted me to give a 1 month notice period. I said, please deduct from my leaves. He said, I'm not sure how many leaves you have. I said, in 8.5 years, I've not even taken a single leave. So I had 250 leaves pending. I said, you can just deduct from there. When I come to culture part of the thing, I prefer, and as I said, my employees are literally my family because you spend more of the time out there. When you go home, you literally are always busy in your household activities. You have dinner and you sleep and you doze off, next day back you're into the place. If I can build that employee's culture out there, these are the employees who are going to go back to their home and they're going to carry the same thing. I'll give you an example of what we're doing also currently right now. All the industries, I'm sure, like the hotel industry, is short on quality manpower. India, thankfully, is the biggest country in the world in terms of the manpower now. The highest population in the world. We got the youngest population in the world also on that part, on the other side also. We are the largest travelers in the world also. And I'm sure you guys know, we are only 7% of Indians carry the passport right now, the valid passport. And we already are the largest travelers in the world. So you can understand where we are growing in terms of the travel right now. So when I talk about the culture building, when employees say, sir, it's such a tough life, hotel industry, It's the way how you educate your employees. This is how I've learned over a period of time also. So let's take an example. Sir calls me today evening to his home for a dinner, right? And I'm going to ask sir probably, I mean, if you're okay with that part. He's invited me today evening at 8 o'clock. Since I've done a session out here, he's really happy. If he's not, I'm really happy at coming his home. And he's told me, Kush, come at 8 o'clock and let's have a nice dinner today, right? And this is the first time I'm meeting him informally. Now, I'm sure by the time he goes off, he's going to prepare something in his mind that he's going to come back and this is the thing I'm going to set up in my house. What will you do in your house? If I can ask any one of you out here, when you reach home, what will you do for me? Because I'm coming for dinner tonight. What will you do? Anybody?
Anybody?
You will welcome, but before that, what will you do? Do you make sure your house is clean? You'll make sure you'll give the best food to me, right? So you'll make sure your house is clean, you'll make sure you'll give me the best food. When I come to your house, are you going to sit inside the room and wait for me to enter your house, or are you actually going to go to the gate and receive me? So that's what you do, right? So you're going to receive me, I've come to your house, that excitement is there, right? 8 o'clock, he's come, I'm bringing him. You'll serve me the nice food. I believe you'll just show me at least your room, if not the entire house. You would like to see me in my house because that's the ego, I want to really impress you, right? You show me your house. Will you let me go that I have finished my dinner and you let me go, okay, tada, bye-bye, or you'll actually see me off till the gate? You'll do that, right? What do I do in the hotel, guys? What do the hoteliers do? We're there in the lobby, right? We welcome you. We take you to the room when the check-in happens, right? Chefs prepare the best of the food in the restaurants, right? That's the food we serve you. Housekeeping makes sure the room is and the hotel is absolutely clean. We meet you on departure and we see you off. I get paid in the hotel to do the same job what I'm actually doing at the house. So I better work in the hotels because I get paid the same thing for the same thing which I'm doing. I don't get paid. My parents, my relatives, my brothers, sisters don't pay me for the same job at home. So that's the way if you make them understand, it clicks. They say, yeah, that makes sense. I'm actually getting paid out there and they're not even paying me at my home. So why do I take care of my relatives? I better take care of my guests in that case. Thank you.
Very interesting. So what about the ladies at home? They're doing everything. What will they do?
So we do have some special schemes or things what we've done for the ladies. So my ladies in my organization get 1 extra off compared to the gents. Yes, sorry, it's a discrimination, but we do a lot of stuff for gents also. Up to 20 kilometers of radius of any of my hotels. This is the only brand in the country, thankfully. Thanks to my owners who, as I said, who really trust me of what I'm doing for the brand. We give a pick up and drop to all the ladies 24/7, basically. Wow. And even if there's a car has to go to pick up one lady employee from the house, the car will go to pick up one lady employee from there. And every car will have a security guard, just from a safety point of view. The ladies will not be doing night shifts in my hotels, unless it's a wish that they want to do night shifts. Otherwise, they don't need to do night shifts on that part. And on an average, basically, as I just mentioned, hoteliers work for 14, 16 hours. Yes, we work for 14, 16 hours when it's required, but on an average, you cannot work in my hotels more than 10 hours. On an average, I'm talking about. Why? Because if you work more than 10 hours, the head of the department appraisals goes for a toss, which means now they're actually making sure that their employees down the line are pushed out of the hotel and they work more smartly rather than wasting your time in gossiping and backbiting and thing. Otherwise, your appraisal and your bonus is going for a toss. So this is the simple policy made. Now you do whatever you wish to do. You want a bonus, you want to increment your promotions, make sure your employees down the line are taken care and they are sent home in an average 10 hours. So employees down the line are happy, the HODs are happy, that's how it works on that.
That's great, that's amazing. So do you believe that focusing on employees' well-being in a tech-driven era directly impacts productivity and profitability?
It does. So I'll give an example right from the water, as I said. So water what we serve is the purest water in the country. You can get it tested from any of the labs in India. The water which you get from the market and the water we serve to our employees and even for the guests. My pH value of the water which my employees drink is 8.2 to 8.3 right now, basically. Compared to the water bottles which you get from the market is 7.2, 7.3, 7.4. So that alkalinity just helps you to become better. Plus, as I said, the programs what we run for our employees, basically, on a daily basis, the entire week. Adding to that, what we've also started now, so we had challenges with the employees' manpower I'm talking about. So last year I sat down with my security guards, which we have outside the building, outside the hotels we have. You have the gardeners, you have the kitchen stewarding people. I got all of them into the ballroom. I asked them, whoever has a son or a daughter 18 years and above, get them to the hotel. I want to meet everybody. So we got about 100 employees with their father, mother who's working with us. I shortlisted 40 of them just by speaking to them and making them understand what job, if they're interested to do in the hotel. I'm just giving an example, basically. We always believe in uplifting the entire community. And that's how your brand builds up, actually. So there are people staying in Mahipalpur. Imagine a security guard, daily wage, minimum salary, 25,000 you get in hand. Family of 4, you're getting 25,000. You're paying a rent, you're taking care of those people, you're paying for your kids' education. By the end of the month, you're saving about 1,000, 2,000 rupees, right? I said, I'm going to double the salary of your family, starting from this month onwards. Are you interested? He said, of course, why not? I said, all you need to do is, I'm going to select 40 people. So I've selected 40 of their kids right now, who are 18 plus years on that part. We took them for 3 months of training of English, which we paid for that, trainer from outside, and personality development. And all they need to do is to speak basic English, good morning, sir, afternoon, sir. Make sure they're nicely groomed, because that's a part of the grooming and personality development. That kid works for about 25 days in my banquet hall, and I pay them 1,000 rupees flat every day. So which means 25 days into 1,000 is 25,000. Now that kid and the father or the mother who was working me are earning 50,000 rupees instead of 25,000 for the same family in the same house now. Now the good part which has happened, or which I always thought of, the father cannot do anything wrong because the kid is working in the hotel, right? Kid cannot do anything wrong because the mother is working in the hotel. So that's a bonding which is created in the same family, in the same hotel. And that uplifts the entire thing on that part. So that's how we would on that part.
Wow, that's super. That is so super. Wow. So looking ahead, what trends do you foresee in the corporate world for harmonizing technology and well-being?
As I said, we keep on upgrading, and I keep on working with the startup guys to make sure we always ahead of market has not even thought of, at least in the hotel industry. And we keep on building it up, we keep on developing it, or keep on bringing it out to the market. So currently also we're doing a lot of, I would say, tests right now to make sure we implement in our hotels and then bring it to the Noida and the Goa hotel when we are starting construction the next year on that part. From an employee's point of view, I'll give just another thing on that part with the technology only. So all the contractual employees, and so I've got 850 employees, including my contractual employees in my hotels in India right now. So I said, what best can I do for those employees' families now? So we've done everything for our employees, whatever we can do. There's still a lot of things to be done, but what about their families? So when somebody asked me actually how many employees are there, I said, I got about 3,000 employees in my 3 hotels. And the hotelier will say, Kush, this is impossible. You cannot run the organization for 3 hotels. You can't have 3,000 employees, right? I said, I'm actually counting their family members are also my employees, because I need to take care of them along with my employees. So right now, every Sunday, my chefs on a Zoom call with the help of the technology, they prepare one home dish for anybody, their family members, like wives or husbands, who wants to learn free of cost the dish, what the chefs prepare in the hotel, they learn that dish. That's a 1-hour session every Sunday. Every Wednesday, the English trainer from the hotel trains the kids of the contractual, even the security guard, kitchen stewarding, the gardener, the kids, they learn English online with my faculty. Faculty means my HODs, my employees in the hotel. My financial controller has got a lot of tasks actually for me to do on that part. So my financial controller is actually helping the kids in 2 batches. So there are 2 batches. One is 4 years to 10 years, and the other batch is 11 years to 16 years. So my financial controller takes online classes to help them learn the maths of their class. Online happens. That's once every week. And my IT head is also slightly busy because he helps them to learn computers, MS Word, Microsoft, and anything what they ask for. So for your kids sitting at home, you do not, as a contractual employee also, or even a permanent employee, you do not spend money on their tuitions. Because my financial controller teaches the maths, my IT head teaches the computer, my English trainer teaches them the English training and the personality development, and I've got a hygiene director because I've got hygiene labs in all the hotels also. So hygiene director teaches the hygiene to the women or the ladies at home, basically. So that's how we do that.
My God, मुझे चक्कर आ रहे हैं अभी. आप ये इतने सारे आइडियाज आपके पास आते कैसे आप 3 घंटे सोते हो 2 घंटे सोते हो and
So
then
that's
how do
where
you get that
that's where I get the time, ma'am.
so early morning?
So 3:30 I wake up, and that's the best time because even birds and animals are sleeping. By the time they wake up, my entire planning and my thought process is all done on that part. So that's the best time, and I always will tell you, if you understand, it's a different world altogether. This is the time when even, as I said, the sun is not up, moon is still up, and the birds, insects, every damn person on the earth is sleeping. If you can find time, which is called as the Brahm Muhurat, I'm sure everybody has at least listened on that part. If you try doing it for 21 days, you will see a massive change in your own life. You'll not have to do anything else in the world. These 21 days, if you just wake up at 3:30 or 4 o'clock, it's called as about 46 minutes you have to wake up before the sunrise. That's the time period. And before that also 46 minutes, if you can do basic understanding, that's the time when you're only with your own thoughts. And that's the best time when you clear your thought process, and it automatically happens on that part. If somebody has heard of Vipassana, right, there's another practice. I can guarantee you, if you want to try, it's a 10 days practice.
I want to go in 2025.
Third day, you'll go mad. And if I'm using this mad, I'm actually using this word mad. You guys will go mad. The Vipassana exercise or the practice, you actually go to these places where they do that. When you enter that center, they take away your mobile. There are no TVs out there, right? There are no air conditions. It's only one fan in case you are going in the summer season on that part. You deposit your mobile and your time starts. For next 10 days, you cannot see any human being in that center also. Means your eyes will always be down, and that's how you're going to walk. You'll be giving your own room. You will sit in a room, and out of 24 hours, almost 10 to 12 hours, you'll only do meditation. Why? Because you cannot talk to anybody. You cannot see anybody. So what will you do? You'll eat, go back and sit in your room. And what will you do? You only keep watching in your room, right? How much will you watch? You don't have your mobile with you. I can't tell you what thoughts will you get. You're going to go crazy and mad. Half of the people run away from these centers because they cannot sustain. Fourth day is when the cleaning happens of your mind, body, and soul. And it is to the next world. Then where you start getting clarity that aapko life mein karna kya hai? Why are you here? And there where your journey starts on that part. By 10th day, you're a different personality on that part. Thank you. So there where you get time.
I got that.
From where you
I
get
got
time.
that. Great.
Thank you.
So coming back to this world now, again, back to technology. So do you, looking ahead, what trends do you foresee? I think we are harmonizing technology and well-being. We have already answered. As someone leading a global brand, how do you personally ensure a balance between staying connected and disconnected at the same time?
I always tell my employees, and you've heard of that many times, I would say, for my preference is always on human touch compared to high touch, right? So make sure human touch is always there and high touch has to be there, but high touch has to be at the back end, not in the front. Front is always the human touch on that part. And I just want to make sure we continue this legacy moving forward on that part. Technology is a must. It has to be there. You cannot live without it. Use it to the manner, I mean, if you ask me, will I tell my employees not to use mobiles? Will I tell the young students or young employees not to use mobiles? Please, guys, use mobiles. I'll take 30 seconds to understand who's got more than 24 hours in their entire day. Entire day means full one day. Anybody? Less than 24 hours? Anybody? No, right? We all have 24 hours. Okay, let's take a simple exercise. How many hours you guys sleep? Average? 6. Anybody who's good in maths, if somebody can just calculate for me on that. So 6 minus 24. 24 minus 6 is how much, ma'am? 18, right? How many hours you work in the office? 9, 10 hours on an average. So minus how much? I'm very weak in maths, I'm sorry. So how many hours are left? You said 16. 16 minus 10, how much is it? 6 hours are left. You commute from your house to there. How much time you spend going and coming back? 4 hours. Oh God. Can we take less? There's no time bachega nahi actually. Can we take like 2-3 hours? 2 hours, so 4 hours are left, right? So 4 hours are left. You do eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I only take 1 meal in the 24 hours. I don't eat.
He doesn't eat after 12 p.m.
In the afternoon till 7 p.m., 7 a.m. in the morning, basically. So for you, obviously, you spend more time, I spend less time. So you spend how much time in your breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Collectively together. Total breakfast, lunch, and dinner I'm talking about, right? So minus then, how much hours was left? If you still remember that. 3. You wake up in the morning, you brush your teeth, you take a bath, right? Right? So how much hours? आपने कभी देखा अपने मोबाइल पे आप कितना टाइम स्पेंड करते हैं? Just check on your mobile. You, and an average, as per the Google study, it's there on the net. A normal human being spends 4 to 5 hours on an average on different sites. A normal human being. तो आपके पास तो टाइम बचा ही नहीं. तो आप लाइफ में ग्रो कब करोगे? There's no time. Now you'll ask me then, how do I grow actually? So I will tell you, please use your mobile. My only request to you is, and this is what I tell my employees also, use of technology, again coming back to that. Please use your mobile only for 30 minutes every single day to what you want to become in life. You want to become the best doctor in the world? Search every damn YouTube video on your mobile. Who's the best doctor? How did I become the best doctor? How do I become the best doctor? What is the books I need to read? That's all you need to do. Do it for 365 days. You will be far ahead than any of your colleagues sitting in today where you're sitting right now. And it's only 30 minutes in a day. On your mobile. You'll ask me, kab mobile use karenge? You go back to your home, right? What do? I spend 2.5 hours going up and coming every day. The moment I sit in the car, my mobile is on. It's on the speaker, my videos are on. I don't need to see videos while driving, right? But I hear. So your mind is always getting fed with what you want in life. And that's the best time for you. And nobody is there at that point of time, right? So this is how you grow yourself on that part. Thank you.
Very inspiring. Very, very inspiring. You're already on a rapid fire. Now I am on the rapid fire round. Are you ready for that?
Sure, sure.
Okay, it'll be a very short answers and very fast. So your go-to strategy for a tech detox?
As much as possible, obviously, avoid that. If you have to do it, use for your best. As I said, find your purpose and use the technology for your purpose.
Cool. What's more challenging, digital burnout or emotional burnout?
I would say emotional burnout is more than the digital. Digital, you can still stop. You can still stop on your own. Emotional, you need a lot of help from people all around you.
If technology were a person, what advice would you give them?
Shut up for some time, probably every day on that part.
Great. So wellness practice that works for you, meditation, exercise or sleep?
Sleep for surely not, because my mind is still working at that. Subconscious mind is still working on that part. I would say meditation, I do a lot of breathing exercises. I mean, in the course, I've learned 21 different type of breathings, basically. A human being normally, you will only breathe one type. And unfortunately, if you realize you're breathing right now, you're only breathing till here, and you're again spreading the air out. In these 25, you actually can cure nothing against the medical sciences. Medical sciences is extremely important and required in today's time, I would say. But this is an alternate medicine, I would say, or a process. You can actually take your breath to an organ which you can cure, and you can take it out and your organ starts getting cured. So these are 21 different types of only the breathing exercises which I've learned over a period of time. Thank you.
Wow. So what's one thing that you ensure for your team's well-being?
They need to be happy. Happy can also be, I prefer the word peace rather than happy. And that's one of the reasons I've not given offices and not even taken an office for anybody. I want them to talk. I want them to speak out. I want them, as I mentioned earlier also, I want my employees to make mistakes. And I'm the person who speaks a lot on this. And I keep telling them, keep bombarding them. I said, guys, please make mistake. Because making a mistake, you're going to learn the fastest way. I will not be able to even train you to the extent that when you learn by making your own mistake. Just make sure you don't make that mistake again. That's all I ask from you. That's all.
Roseate Hotels, modern luxury or timeless charm?
Timeless charm, I believe.
Leadership in one word.
Okay, can I take 2 words? For me, leadership I've always defined as leader is a person for me who needs to be ready to take the risk. That's a differentiation between the leader and the manager. A lot of people do ask, right, what is the difference between leader and manager? Manager is the person who manages. Please understand, management means आपको company की SOPs and guidelines में नहीं है, you're only managing that day on day. A leader is a person who has to think 20 steps ahead. And second, leader has to take risk. And that risk can actually cause him or his job also, but that's what the leader is all about. Thank you.
Luxury means?
As simple as you can be.
Wow. Yeah. Roseate Hotels in one word.
Experiential, as I said. 3 E's rather, experiential, emotion, and engagement.
Wonderful. Your go-to stress buster?
Anybody who I can help live a better life, this is what I always, that's my go-to stress buster.
Beautiful. Balance means?
24 hours. I'm not sure what's going to happen tomorrow. So when I wake up in the morning, like Steve Jobs, I learned from him only. I always ask the mirror in front of me, what if it's your last day, Kush? What if you don't wake up in the morning tomorrow? Can you leave these last 24 hours as the best? If you live that, that's all. 80%, I'm sure you guys have heard also, 80% of the time human beings, this is again the market study all over the world, right? I only think of the past. मेरे साथ ऐसा क्यों हुआ था? उसने ऐसा क्यों किया था? ये मेरे साथ ही क्यों हुआ है? And the balance 10, 15, 17%, I think future में क्या होगा? and I'm not living the present moment, which is called as now. And I know that when we started this podcast a few minutes back, that now has become my past, right? So why do I am wasting time thinking of the past? And future anyway is going to happen, right? So why am I even thinking of that? If I can make my now the best, my future has already become the best on that. Thank you.
So your definition of well-being in one word.
For me, again, I will come back to the simple word. If I can keep the life as simple as possible, nothing better than that. We guys have actually made our life very complicated. Life is very simple. Trust me, because I guess from a room boy, I've failed, I guess more than any one of you guys have done that. I did my graduation. I said, if I can do a graduation in 41 years, I guess you guys can do far better than what I'm doing right now in today's. And that's why my LinkedIn also says, if I could do it this time, you guys can do far, far better and smarter than me, what I've done in life.
The most essential quality of a CEO.
You need to be accessible at any point of time around the clock. That's your duty. That's your duty.
One word to describe your vision for Roseate.
We need to be the best. We don't want to be the biggest.
The biggest challenge in the corporate world today.
Politics.
Your favorite technology tool.
Sorry, so politics, coming back to thing. On the first, second, third day, I make sure I meet every single employee in my organization. I address them. And I've got these 10, 15 tips, which I always, like a tape recorder, I keep talking to every new joinee on that part. Out of this, there's one statement which I always tell them. And in town hall meet, they poor guys have to listen to me with these kind of standard phraseologies always on that. I said, do anything in my hotel. I don't care a damn about that. Just make sure these two things do not enter my, and on all my time offices, I got a sheet, a nice A4 printout also. I say, keep your ego out when you're entering my hotels. And when you're exiting, please take your ego out of the hotel only. So don't enter my hotels with your ego. Two things, keep your attitude out and keep politics out. Rest, anything you want to do, you do a biggest mistake, I'll stand in front of you. You'll not even be touched by anybody. But politics attitude, I'm sorry, I do not tolerate. It's out of the picture on that. Sorry.
Nice. Your favorite technology tool?
In fact, there are a lot of them. I mean, I would say the mobile is the best on that part because you can do anything for your own life with your mobile. You need to understand how to use that mobile, I would say on that.
One word that defines success for you?
Again, for me, it's coming back to the same thing. If I made 1% difference in terms of positivity in somebody's life, I'm successful.
The most inspiring leader in your life?
The person I see in the mirror in the morning.
Wow. Wow. One word to describe the future of hospitality?
If I have to put it across, if unfortunately what we are seeing in India right now, with the fast-paced world, the quality is slightly on a decline in the hotel industry in India. We were always supposed to be the best in terms of warmth, culture, driven and everything on that part. If we can maintain that, we are anyway the best. I mean, you can ask any of the foreigners, and when you guys go abroad, you can understand what we Indians hoteliers do for our guests and what happens to us when we check into the hotels, right? If we can manage and maintain that culture with us, nothing better than that for hotel industry.
The key to work-life balance?
Key to?
Work-life balance.
I'm sorry, but I don't believe in work-life balance when everybody talks about on that part. Because anybody sitting around can guarantee me that once I go home, I don't think of the office. And once I'm in the office, I'm not on my social media and I don't chit-chat with my family and friends. So for me, work-life balance actually does not exist. If wherever you are, if you actually immersed in that process, what you're doing, that's all you need to do. If you're in family, just immerse with your family. If you're sleeping, sleep like a small doggy who has no idea what's happening around him. And if you're in the office, just spend those 9 hours, that's all. I'm sorry if I just take one more second. 9 hours, I've done this, I do a lot of research with a lot of professors all across the globe because of my research studies also right now. And this is not against anybody, but I'm just talking, but I've done a lot of my employees and I've sat down with them. I said, you guys now work for 9 hours, right? And I've proven it to them. I've sat down with them in their office, so-called office probably, for 9 hours from morning till evening, just understanding what they're doing. On an actual human being, you literally only work for 5 to 6 hours a day. Rest of the time, it's all passing. And I can just prove it from my side, and I'm not trying to debate on that. Just think for a second, आपने 2 घंटे पहले जो किया था लाइफ में अभी, आज ऑफिस में, Was it worth it? Is it going to help you to grow in life? If not, please make sure for next 2 hours you don't repeat that. If you remind yourself every 2 hours, you don't need a mentor in your life. You become your own mentor. So, thank you.
Wow, that's so amazing. Beautiful. So we are now open for the Q&A.
Still more?
Can you please, it's now public. So please ask as many questions as from Mr. Kush. Yeah.
He's going to make me nervous. I'm sure.
First of all, thank you. I think everyone is a fan of you and Roseate, so you're going to get a lot of customers.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And if you can give us your apps for free.
Will do. No, I'll actually connect with you.
I feel Roseate is a technology company more than
is.
hospitality,
Absolutely.
but amazing work. I don't know how you convince your management for investment into technology. I'm sure it's giving results.
It's dirt cheap, sir. As I said, I work actually with the startup guys. They are hungry for work. They want to show their work, right? So I bring them on my platform and say, let's work together. Wow. So that's why I said I believe in collaboration. You make a product for customers, and this customer is found everywhere on earth.
Yes.
The product is made, I take it as a cost price, and you go and sell that. Roseate mein hai, to aap kyun nahi le rahe? That's how they do that. That's how they sell.
But then do you try to control them that,
No,
we have come up with this together, it
we
should
don't
not go to other hotels?
I'm very clear. I don't believe in controlling. I'm sorry, but I hate that. I hate the word controlling. I hate the word supervision. I hate the word monitoring.
Lovely.
Let the human beings do mistakes. Let them learn from their own mistakes. And stand by them if they made a mistake. Just again, repeating again, they need to be very clear from day one. Guys, don't repeat the same mistake. Make thousands new mistakes. That means you've learned 1,000 new things on your own. Just don't repeat that again. That's all.
One particular question, you talked about 3 to 4 hours of sleep. Usually it's said it's not a healthy thing. How do you manage and make it healthy? With breathing, or what is it, meditation, food? You eat only one meal. If you can elaborate more on that.
So
I would love to save that time.
So you would have heard of that, right? In Ayurveda, they say very clearly, you eat once, you are a yogi. You eat twice, you are a bhogi. You eat thrice, you are a rogi.
I thought doggy.
Yeah. I can go on this. I have done a lot of research, and with things, I'm still doing a lot of research on this thing. If you actually understand your body, and we are all sitting out here, right? It's all mind game. And I know we've heard a lot mindfulness and all that stuff, but it's as simple if I can put it across. Only 2 things, if you can manage in your life, you can do anything on earth at any point of time. And those 2 things are, one is the thought which is coming in your mind right now. And second is the image incoming in your mind. And you're still thinking right now in your mind. There are a lot of thoughts coming in when you're even watching me and listening me right now. If you can manage 2 things, one is the thought which is coming in your mind, and second is the image. There is nothing else which comes in your mind 24/7. अगर आप इन दोनों चीजों को control is not what I'm talking about. Manage them. If you can manage them beautifully, you can do anything what you want out there.
Lovely.
So coming on to your thing, yes, I do a lot of breathing. I love people. If I'm standing, walking also, I can do meditation. Who does a meditation out here? And I'm sure a lot of people will not raise their hands because, guys, somebody's going to laugh at me. Do I do meditation? Come on. Can I prove all of you do meditation in life every day? Can I prove that right now sitting?
Sure.
Okay. Who all listened to me and understood even 2 minutes of my 1 hour talk right now? Even 2 minutes if you understood what I was talking about. Anybody can raise hands?
Everybody.
No, I'm not seeing any raise hands. So how come you listened to me for 2 minutes in the entire gist? What were you doing? What were you doing? You were listening.
Focusing.
You were focusing on me. So what do you do in meditation?
Same.
Who told that I have to meditate only in a closed room, a dark room, and I have to watch a candle? My eyes might get burned, so I don't do that, right? So in meditation, you only focus, right? So this is what you are doing to me right now. You are focusing, so that's what your meditation is. So I don't believe sitting in a closed room. If I'm concentrating, if I have my focus, and we all have heard, right? Where your focus goes, your energy goes out there. I can do another exercise if you are ready for that. It will take 10 seconds. If you can all close your eyes right now and do exactly what I'm telling you to do, please. Exactly what I tell you to do. Just close your eyes for 5 seconds. And your 5 seconds starts now. please think whatever the best things have happened in your life. Your girlfriend, boyfriend, father, your son, kid was born, best, you got the highest marks in the college, or this is the gift which you got what you wanted. We're just waiting for 5 seconds. Okay, please open your eyes now. One last. Now just close your eyes again, just for 5 more seconds. Now this second exercise, just think the things which happen in your life which you never wanted in your life. Something passed away, you failed in your exams, you didn't got what you wanted from your parents or your brother, sister, mother, husband, whatever, wife. And you really, really were sulking at that time. And you don't want those situations to come in your life again. You hated that things. Okay. What were you thinking in the first case? Good things or bad things? Good things. What were you thinking in the second thing?
Bad things.
But why were you thinking? I was controlling your mind. Why do you want me to control your mind, guys? You've got that power in you. Who says that you have to go to a Baba or a Himalaya to control, and you go to a meditation center to control your mind? You've done that exercise on your own right now, in 10 seconds, right? I told you exactly to think of positive, you started thinking positive. I told you to think negative, you started thinking negative. Why can't you do on your own? One last, if I can give you, and that's there on my, I don't have a YouTube channel, and I wish, I'm not interested in that right now. But a lot of colleges, I mentor about 500 different colleges, not for colleges 500, but 500 different MBA students all over India. I mentor them basically on a week-on-week basis. And this openly I've told them, and I'm going to tell them right now, I tell you, on a very polite and humble note. I'm going to give you a 7 days challenge. And anybody who can do the 7 days challenge and call me, take 1 lakh cash for me on the same day. If you're ready for the challenge, I'm going to give it to you. I'm spoken on this, I'm sure this is on public, right? So I'm being very open. I cannot go back now, right? And in my position, I cannot go back. Any one person, whoever the first person comes, get a 1 lakh cash from me. One person. Whoever first person comes in 7 days challenge. Anybody wants to take the challenge? Yes. Okay, from now onwards, for next 7 consecutive days, you will avoid speaking any negative word. Hear me out. And you will avoid 2 more things. You will avoid speaking if and but. If you're able to do that in any of your communication, WhatsApp, email, message, voice, and anything. And just be careful, when I do this challenge, I make sure somebody calls you or somebody messages you, the closest one of yours on that part. This is the most toughest task of your life. You know what will happen? You will start speaking half. Reason, your mind is telling you, sorry, think of another word. Negative is out of picture now. So this is how you start cleaning up your mind. And in case you uttered a word, negative word, or an if and but, your 7 days again start from the same moment. So keep continuing. And I'm still waiting for somebody who wants to take 1 lakh cash from me on that. Thank you.
Any questions? Next question. Okay. So, anyone? No. Okay. So what in the last key takeaway you want to give to the audience?
I'll again say the simple thing. Okay, for me, the last key takeaway will be very simple. We human beings are extremely good in blaming the entire world. इकोनॉमी ठीक नहीं है तो मैं ग्रो नहीं कर पा रहा. मेरे पेरेंट्स ने मेरा ध्यान नहीं रखा था तो मैं अच्छा नहीं बन पाया. मेरे पेरेंट्स ने मुझे वो कार गिफ्ट नहीं की, उस कॉलेज में नहीं भेजा. My husband doesn't take care of me, so my life is in a misery. Guys, for me, it's very simple thing. If you can keep this one sentence and remind, if you can write it on the wall somewhere or keep it on your mobile as a screensaver, you will see your life changing from today onwards. And that key take is very simple. Your life is your responsibility. You know why? For the reason, the choices you made in your life is because of what you are where you are today. That's all. And whatever has happened, let's forget the past. Let's talk about the present and take it forward and make the future better. Just remember your life, whatever happening in your life is, that's your responsibility. Keep reminding yourself and you'll keep correcting yourself on and on. Thank you.
This is so extraordinary. Wow. Thank you so very much, Mr. Kush Kapoor. And very, very Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. We are in 2024 end and 2025 is about to come. So let's rock in 2025. See you all together and very soon. Till then, take care. See ya. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you so much.